Now, playing. Silence. A wristwatch ticks unnaturally loud. Jack sits on a sidewalk in front of an abandoned building. His legs dangle listlessly above the cracked pavement. His face is unusually pale, etched with worry. His body trembles slightly despite the summer heat. In his hand, he holds an old, worn-out piece of paper that seems to have emerged from another world. Beside him, a small but heavy hourglass. Its golden sands begin to fall slowly, almost reluctantly, measuring out time. The air is cold, damp, and carries faint, barely identifiable whispers. Jack's inner voice. 1 hour. Just 1 hour. Jack extends his shaking hand and lightly touches the paper. The old script on it seems to shift and change. He leans closer. His eyes scan the message written there. You have 1 hour to save someone you love. Do not let them die. Don't be late. Time is relentless. Or maybe it's actually, you have 1 hour to save someone you love, or you will die in their place. Jack isn't quite sure. The wind whips around him, carrying the rustle of dry leaves. Jack shivers more. He quickly turns his head, seeing nothing. His gaze drops to the hourglass. It's already halfway empty. The sands are slipping away faster now. He looks into the dusty window of a closed shop. For a fleeting moment, his reflection in the glass distorts into the shape of the entity, taking on a life of its own. In the reflection, the entity's eyes glow a menacing red. But just as quickly, it's gone. Jack blinks, wondering if it was just his imagination playing tricks on him. The entity's deep voice echoes faintly in the air, as if coming from within him. Fear, our sustenance. Regret, our fuel. A faint sound cuts through the air, like the rattle of a bottle rolling on the sidewalk. Jack's eyes follow the sound. He sees an empty water bottle beside him. A sudden chill runs down his spine. He stands abruptly, clutching the hourglass in his hand. It's time. He runs quickly through the dark, narrow alleys. The city looks different at this hour. The usual vibrant street lights are dimmed, casting long, distorted shadows on the sidewalks. The streets are empty. Cars are parked haphazardly. Abandoned, flashes of quick, fragmented memories appear in Jack's mind. Children's laughter echoing in a park, the smiling face of a friend, and then the face of someone in pain. Jack's inner voice, a crying child. The sound of a crying child in an abandoned place. Was that part of a dream or a clue? He stops in a deserted park. He hears the faint cry of a child in the distance. He hesitates for a moment, then begins to walk towards the sound. In the middle of the park, he spots another sheet of paper pinned to an old gnarled tree. It's the same paper as the first one, bearing the same old, elegant script. Jack says aloud, "The echo brings back all that we have lost." He looks up, seeing the laughing face of a child on a broken phone screen lying on the ground. He bends down to pick it up. A picture of two children falls out. Jack and Hassan when they were young. Jack's inner voice. Hassan. No, it can't be. The child's cry grows louder, then suddenly disappears. Jack shivers. The surrounding lights flicker as if dancing. He looks around frantically. From the corner of his eye, he catches a glimpse of a girl emerging from the shadows. She's tall and slender, dressed in dark clothes. Her hair falls across her face, hiding her features. Layla, with strange calmness in her voice, asks, "Is that you? The one being judged now?" Jack recoils in fear. "Jack, who are you? How do you know?" "Layla, I am one of those who see, like your father." Jack freezes, staring at her in shock. "Jack, my father? You know my father?" Layla nods slowly. She walks closer, her eyes intense. Layla, time is running out. You're fighting them now, but you don't know who your enemy is or who you're protecting. Your father tried to escape once. I watched him, hoping he'd show me a way out. But the outcome was worse. Layla and Jack are now inside an abandoned apartment. Dust motes dance in the pale light, filtering through grimy windows. Suitcases are scattered on the floor, clothes hang from lampshades, and old toys lie forgotten in a corner. The hourglass is nearly empty. The sands are falling faster now. Jack asks anxiously, "Hassan, is that who I have to save? The friend I betrayed?" Layla, regret. It is both their weakness and your strength. Your father fought them the same way, with foresight. He could see them and track them. But now, he's gone. Your father made his choices long ago. Now it's your turn. Are you going to run away like him? Are you just going to leave Hassan to die? Or are you going to fight? Jack looks at his hands, clenching and unclenching them. Images flash through his mind. Memories of a lifetime ago. A young boy, Hassan, confides in Jack, sharing his dreams and fears. Laughter echoes in a bowling alley. Two friends celebrate a victory. And then the betrayal, the harsh words spoken, the trust broken. A sob escapes Jack's lips. He wipes it away quickly. Layla suddenly moves closer, her voice dropping an octave. They are the entities. They feed on fear and regret. They choose those whose regret is strong enough to be their fuel. You regret something specific, don't you? A regret that haunts you. A violent gust of wind sweeps through the apartment, extinguishing the candle. The shadows on the walls twist and dance menacingly. Layla suddenly grabs Jack's arm, pulling him towards the window. She points to the street below. Layla, look, it's them. Layla suddenly lets go of Jack and dives for cover, as a dark, shapeless mass smashes through the window. Glass shards fly everywhere. The darkness writhes on the floor, almost like a living creature. Then it vanishes. Layla and Jack exchange a terrified glance. Layla steps closer, her voice urgent. Layla, I have to tell you everything, but we don't have much time. This place is too dangerous. They found us. Layla turns, vanishing into the shadows as she speaks. Layla, the one you'll face, he has many names. To them he is Shamaharush, the one who leads, but you know him as something else. The worst memory you hold dear, the one you must save. The scene suddenly shifts. Jack wakes up on the ground in the dark, imposing courtroom from the nightmare. The same massive empty stone benches, the same suffocating silence. In the center, on the throne, sits the mysterious entity in the black robe. Its red eyes glow intensely. The hourglass is gone from his hand, and he hears the sound of pouring sand, loud and final. Jack trembles. The entity's voice rings through the chamber. Adam, son of Joseph, have you come of your own free will or by ours? All of Jack's memories explode in his mind. A brief, horrifying flashback. Jack stands before Hassan, who looks at him with tearful eyes. Jack coldly lies to him about an important deal, causing Hassan to lose everything. Hassan's face contorts in pain, then he collapses to the ground. The image returns to the courtroom. Jack tries to speak, but his voice is hoarse and caught in his throat. The entity's voice, mimicking Hassan's voice, sorrowful and mocking. If you had listened to me back then, Jack, you wouldn't have ended up like this. I didn't deserve it, but you deserve more. The entity's voice rises, its original voice echoing in every corner of the chamber. You are found guilty, Adam, son of Joseph, for crossing the boundaries of worlds, for seeking what was not meant for you. You now become what we have been for eons, forever bound to this realm. Jack screams silently. Red flames erupt beneath his feet, burning him, searing through his bones. Darkness swallows everything. He jolts upright in a cheap hotel bed. His heart pounds, sweat drenches his skin. He gasps. He looks around the room, making sure it's just an ordinary hotel room. Jack whispers, voice hoarse, "A dream. Just a dream." He reaches for the old camera he used to carry, but it's gone. He searches everywhere. No trace of it. Jack's inner voice. The camera. Where's the camera? He feels a strange sensation on his left shoulder. He lifts his shirt. There's a strange symbol burned into his skin. Intricate lines he'd never seen before. He tries to rub it off, but it doesn't budge. Jack's inner voice. What's this? Why do I feel so cold? He lifts his head, looking at his faded reflection in the mirror. He sees the symbol clearly. Then for a fleeting moment, faint shadows appear behind him and vanish. Jack's facial muscles tense. He clutches his shoulder where the burned symbol lies. He feels a faint warmth emanating from it. Suddenly, his eyes glow with a faint red hue, exactly like the entity's eyes he saw in the dream. His face gradually transforms into a cold, almost emotionless expression, as if a part of him has been replaced. He hears a faint but clear whisper as if coming from nowhere. The new game is better. Jack slowly rises, moving towards the room door. He doesn't look back. He leaves the room,